Got it? Ready, all of you? Okay, so we'll start. Are you guys ready? All? Okay. ए मनु को हॉटस्पॉट ऑन कर दो लैपटॉप रे ब्लेंडर करू ତମାନ ଭିତରୁ ବ୍ଲେଣ୍ଡର के डाउनलोड कर देइछि लैपटॉप रे रेडी तो हम तातर ने ट्रांसफर करू तो कौन डाउट है सर ओके so I am starting अच्छा मैं वॉइस पर सुबुची कि नहीं ओके so this is the user interface for Blender as you can see this screen is the topmost screen that you will see when installing Blender or opening Blender for the first time. After that there are many things, many type of files you can open: general, 2D animation, sculpting, VFX or video editing. So there are tons of files that you can use, but for the first step we are going to use general, that is 3D modeling. Okay, so if you click on general over here, you will find these three items. Okay, so one is your cube. Okay, second one is your light, third one is your camera. So what I am doing, like, so what I am doing, you can see over here, uh, the keys I will press on the mouse, that will be highlighted like over here in this part. Hey, silence. So this part here, you will able to see what keys I am pressing on my mouse, and if I press anything on my keyboard, you will be able to see over here. Can you guys be silent for a second completely? So we'll get started. So first of all, I will delete all this. I don't need it. So to delete all this, I have to do just this. Click A, and it will select everything on my screen, and press X, and a pop-up will appear. Now I can click on delete, and everything will be deleted. Now this is my space, so it's a very big space. So how do I control it? How do I zoom in or zoom out? So I can move my scroll wheel. Okay, so my scroll wheel is the middle button of my mouse. So I can scroll in or scroll out to zoom in or zoom out. Okay, I can press a shift and click the scroll wheel and rotate my mouse, and now you can see I can move around the area, scene area. Next, shift A, I can do it to create objects. Okay, so let's settle up over here. We'll start a new file. I'll go to new, general, answer. So this is our base scene. I'll select A, press X and click on delete. So everything will be deleted. Now I'll press shift and A at the same time. A pop-up box will appear, and I can select any of these objects. Okay, so you can do any of this, but if you go to the mesh, you will get these things. These are the primitive Blender objects that you can use. This is called plane. This one is a cube. This one is a circle. This one is a UV sphere. This one is an icosphere. This one is a cylinder. This one is a cone. This one is a torus. And this one is the monkey. So these are the primitive shapes that are available to us. We can modify and make each step have their properties of our own. Well, you can create almost anything using these shapes. For now, I'll just go ahead and delete everything, and I'll add a cube, and we'll try to make a chair and a table. Okay, so let's go to the controls and start. So first, to make it chair, okay, this shape is pretty good enough. So what I am going to do is just scale it a little bit on the y-axis. To scale it, I can press S and it will activate scaling. So I can now move my mouse, okay, and it will scale in all the directions like this. or I can press S and then any of the axis button, that is X, Y and Z. X axis is red, Y axis is green and Z axis is blue. So S of Y, so first I'll press S, then I'll press Y. So you can see the green line is now highlighted, so that means it will only stretch in Y axis only. So like this I can stretch it like this. So this much is good. Now I'll stretch it on X axis like this much. Good. Okay. So this is now looking more like a what is rectangle maybe. Now if I click on it, you will see it's highlighted, right? Now if I press on the tab button on my keyboard, it will activate this edit mode, and this edit mode is where we can create and modify the shapes. Okay. So now you can see little dots forming, and you can select dots and you can move it like this. So this is edge selection. So on the top over here you can see there are three selection modes: edge selection, vertex selection, edge selection and face selection. So in edge selection mode you will get this kind of dots that you can select, okay, and you can modify their values, or if you press 2 on your keyboard, then it will activate edge selection mode. Now you can select an entire edge and modify it to your liking. Okay. Or you can select entire faces. You can select this face and drag it out, this face, drag it out, this face you can lower it. Got it? So this is how you can select faces and uh, select faces or edges or uh, vertexes. Now if you select any face like this, and let's say you want it to bevel it, or you want it to get something higher, you can extrude it. So if you press E on your keyboard, it will activate extrusion mode, okay, and it's default to Z axis. So what you can do, you can create another layer like this, or you can do like this. So it creates something like this. So I can do this, this, this. You can do shapes like this, or if I want, I can extrude and scale it. Okay, so it will be appearing something like this. So this is some shape I have made. No idea what I've made. Okay. Next thing what you can do, you can cut the 3D model. Okay. So if you go to edge selection mode or vertex selection mode, whatever you want, now what you can do, you can press Ctrl R on your keyboard. That will activate loop cut, and you can cut the model, okay, as per your liking. Or you can use knife, so you can press K on your keyboard, it will activate the knife tool, and then you can use the knife tool. So if you don't want to like the cut is not good, then you can press escape, or if the cut is good you can press enter to save the cut. So now you can extrude the cut bits like this. So you can extrude and modify your mesh to your liking. Okay, so you can make things like this. Made this random robot looking thing. So just have to go a little bit forward in everything, and you can create whatever is in your mind, just like this. So now what you can do after you create your 3D model, you can add different type of properties to it. Okay, to do that, let's create a new material, name it robot, and for simpler items you can just add a color and it will be auto applied to it. For some reason you will not be able to see the color of the robot uh, initially, because there are different type of shading modes available in Blender which you can find over here. So these are 4 default shading modes, and after the default shading modes there are these many options available. Okay, so that you can use also. Okay, now to switch between the shading modes you can do this. This one, this is called wireframe, this is solid, this one is material preview mode. So here in this mode you can change the color of the object and you will be able to see the object's color change in real time. And this one is called rendering mode. So in this mode you will see whatever is your final output. You can easily switch between them by pressing and holding Z on your keyboard and then rotating your mouse to the uh, uh, path you want to try. Now let's start to color it. To color it, first I will download a robot image. So robot image, we click on it and let's start. Let's get a robot image, robot texture. Robot texture. So let's search for some robot textures. This one looks good. So for reference I will take this one and I will show what to do. So save image as, then I'll just save it. Okay, now listen, here it's an important part. Now let's add this the downloaded texture to our robot. So first I'll select the base color over here. Then in this yellow icon, I'll click on this yellow icon. Then add this image texture option. Okay. Now you can see the robot turned black. Now here in this image finder, I'll click on I will click on open. Then go to my downloads folder and then double click on that image I just downloaded. Okay. So now just make sure that I have got the same, yeah, close up, the file is corrupted. Let me re-download it. Okay. You can get an image from anywhere. You can get any kind of image or any type of image. Mm, this is this one. Just I'll go create and I'll go custom size. Say 1920 into 1080. Okay, and I'll create an image. Robot texture. Now I will search for robot texture. Go for photos and we get an appropriate looking texture, metal. Any kind of texture will work for this scenario. But let's say this one, and I will set the image to full screen and just download it as a PNG. Okay, for the texture. So after saving my texture, let's go once again and add the texture. So now the texture has been added to the robot. Okay, but it looks very odd. So let's get it ready. So to get it ready, we'll do a little bit of UV editing. So over here you can see different types of tabs. Okay, so I'll go to this UV editing tab. Now you can see my robot's 3D model in one side and my texture in the other side. Okay, now what I will do, I'll just select the entirety of my robot. Okay, you can press A to select the robot, then press U and click on Smart UV project and click on unwrap. Okay, now you will see a bunch of dots appearing on the screen. Okay, now let's go to material preview mode and you will see the robot is somewhat looking decent. but still it has some work to do. So let's say we want to make this space and this space. So I'll select this space and make the size appropriately how I want. So I can do the same with this thing over here, and I can select all the faces, and now the robot is looking much better. Okay, like the textures are looking much better, not the robot, because it's not a good texture. So then modify your UV. So now the textures look much seamless as you're supposed to. Now let's render it out, give it a path. So to give it a path, I'll go to Shift A, create a plane, and scale it a little bit like this, and scale it in the x-axis like this. Now to move the plane up and down, what I'll do, I'll press on G on my keyboard, then choose on Z axis and then move it to the leg of our robot, just like this. Okay, so move it just like this. Now let's give the road a texture. I'll rename the texture to road and set the base color to black. Set the metallic value to a little bit, roughness to this much. Okay, now let's some a little bit wider may be nice. Okay, now let's add some details. So what I do, I can add some trees. Let's add some things in the background. To do that, what I can do, I can go to this website called HDRI Heaven, and here I can search for what I want. Okay, let's say um, I'll search for futuristic, maybe a studio. Cyberpunk. So now you can find an appropriate HDRI. I think I'll go with this one, and you can just click on download, and you can save it. So while this download is completed, let's add everything else, and it's some junk. So let's add some junk in the background. To add some junk, I'll just get a cube, and I will duplicate the cube and place it like this. So this much is fine. Now I'll select all the cubes that I have just created, like this. Now I will put them like here. And rotate it. And now give it a material. You give it the same material as the robots. Okay, that's that. You see if the file has been downloaded. The download is complete. So now let's give it the background. So to give the background, here in the inspector tab, there is this world component over here. So in the world component, the color, and I will go for environment texture, and now I'll open a new texture that I've just downloaded. Now if I go to rendering mode, you will see my textures have been loaded up, and I can also change the shapes of the texture. Sorry, there's the intensity of the texture. Now I just need to color each and everything. This will look good, or this will look good. This will look good, right? So just rotate it to this area and space, and I'll set the camera like this. So let's assign the material, and we'll start the rendering. So you have to select each and every material, each and every cube, and then assign the material. So I'm going to select all the chips, then select the source chip. Okay, and I'll select the first. I'll select these objects, then I'll select this one, then I'll link. First, let's add material to the cube, then select all the remaining material. Okay, then I'll add, select the remaining material, control L, link materials, and nothing happening. Multiple materials. Why? First, we'll create a material on one object. That is done. Then shift select 2, 3, then control L. Okay, that's working. So first, let's select every item and deselect this, control L. Okay, Okay. Okay, so done. Now I'll just find a suitable camera angle. Like this. Now the strength is like this much. I'll add a sunlight to the scene like this. And set the sun's color to a little bit yellow. And now I'll add a camera. Control Alt 0 to set the camera. And now let's render it and see how it looks like. So this is the result of our render that we have done just now. Now to make it even more prettier, we can use a new rendering engine called Cycles, and let's try to render another image, this time with the new rendering engine. And this is how it looks like after the render is complete. Okay, so using these techniques you can not only make this stupid scene over here, you can create your own house like this. Let's say I have a cube and I have to create a house. Okay, so I'll do this. I'll do loop cut. I'll do one this here, one more over here, one more over here, one more over here. Then I'll select these parts and extrude it just like this. Okay, then I will go to face selection mode and cop control D, Z axis, G object, and place it here. Okay, now I'll extrude these two. Like this. I'm going to extrude it a little bit like this. So we have a roof. Okay, now we start cutting this area. Go back to object mode. the loose part. Now I will just select this and start giving loop cuts like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One cut over here, one cut over here. Now select these parts and give them a new material. Name it class. A little bit blue. The material selection mode. Now select these ones once again and remove the material and and add a new material called glass and give them this bluish color material and click on assign. Okay, now this material white here. And now just give these ones color. So this select and give it wall. Let's see, separate by material, wall 2 assign. Okay, this one will be floor. Okay, like this will work. For the walls, କାହିଁକି ଜୋର ହସ? This one will work. Save image as just the walls. Image texture. Open documents. Now I just need to unwrap these two. And that's it, I guess. Now we'll just add a light source. Subistam. And now let's try to render it. Because I YouTube देखूंगी. Good second. Let's add a camera. And hit render. So you can get some good looking results just like this. Or if you want to go big, you can get results that look like that will look like these. You need some work to do. So it will look something like this, I guess. Two Saturday ଗୋଟେ class ଥିଲା କି extra? ଏମାନଙ୍କର ଆଉ କାହାର? भाई जल्दी स्कैन करो। वाह, वेरी गुड। मने पकेइलनि ଆଉ। Oh, चलो, that's it, done, done, हो गया।